Welcome back, friends. I painted this little greeting card in watercolor for a client several years ago. Today I want to capture this same sketch-like watercolor quality, but today I'll paint it in oil. If you'd like to try this yourself, there's a free link below of this sketch you can download and transfer to your canvas. At the end of this video, I'm going to do something I've never done before in oil paint. I'm starting in acrylic paint just to get the details in. It dries quickly and then we'll move on to oil. The colors I'm using for the horse are mostly burnt umber, raw sienna, and white. I decided to make the horse a little darker than in the photograph here. If the acrylic paint is thin enough, which it is here, I can paint over it within 30 minutes. I'm adding a little ultramarine blue for the Levi's and light red for the face. Again, those are mixed with white. The shafts are just a burnt umber with a lot more white. The slicker is just mostly raw sienna. I really don't need to paint the barn in acrylic, but since I have it out, I might as well. The colors for the barn are mostly burnt umber and ultramarine blue, of course, with some white. I'm starting the oil paint with a coat of Winsor Newton liquid. Then I'll mix that on the canvas with some white. An oil rag around some paper makes a great blender. We just want to make sure this is worked into the canvas really well. I'm starting with a mixture of ultramarine blue and burnt umber, mixed of course with some white. Covering over the barn, the horse, and the rider is not a problem. I'll lift that off later with a clean brush and lens cleaner. This creates desirable soft edges around the point of interest, sometimes called lost and found edges. I want to use the blender here and sometimes my finger to create that watercolor look in the background. Now I'll use a fresh blender by just tapping rather than blending. Now much more white in the mixture for the distant trees. A little bit of raw sienna for the background bushes, but not too much or it'll turn green. And I'll use the blender now in a tapping motion just to soften up the distant trees. A little white on the blender also helps to create that snowing look. Okay, here I'm starting to remove some of the oil off the acrylic with a clean brush and lens cleaner. We'll darken up just a few trees with some burnt umber, and then again with just a little bit of softening with the blender. Notice the softer edges around the subject. This technique works so great for lost and found edges. The white on the roof of the barn has a little bit of blue in it. That's to create more of a distant effect. Okay, here's the trick I've never done before in oil. This is a stiff bristle fan brush, and I made a mixture of titanium white and odorless lens cleaner about the texture of cream, and I used a palette knife as a trigger, if you will. I did let the painting dry first before I tried this, and that allowed me to remove a few of the big drops. So what do you think? Did I create that sketchy watercolor look? Comment below. I think in my next video, I'll try to create this same look in oil using this horse and wagon scene. What do you think? Should we give it a try? I'm Stephen Rathburn. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.